Hey, today we're going to talk about the three ways to generate leads in 2025 that every single business owner has to do and have a strategy behind. So, the first one is your personal network. The second is going to be business collaborations. And the third, I'll just call you choose, but I'll get into more detail for that one specifically. So, when we are working with clients on their business, whether they're a coach, a consultant, a network marketer or a service provider, a lot of times we'll work with them on this business template. And this one right here is establish connection. Where are you going to connect with potential clients? And so often people will say, well, I'm going to do it on social media. And social media is huge. And so what they end up doing is maybe post something everywhere, every single platform, or just feel this really, really strong pressure to be everywhere all the time, which of course no business can do, let alone someone who is like a solo entrepreneur. That's like impossible. And so it leaves us feeling really scattered, feeling less than. There's some shiny object syndrome. Should I go over here? Should I go over there? Right? We just don't get enough connections in order to be able to invite people into our sales process. And I personally like love the sales part. I'd love to focus on conversion and how do we connect with people and make offers that they really like. But the truth is, none of that matters if you do not have actual humans to talk to. So that is what we need to talk about today. So the first one is your personal network. And you may have heard the super annoying saying that your network is your net worth. And I really, gosh, that's so frustrating. Because for me, I left my corporate job because I wanted to work from home. And so in my mind, networking and hustling, that means like going to networking events, but that's not actually how that works. When I first started my business, one of my biggest opportunities came from one of my friend Jenna. And we worked in our corporate job. I left my corporate job and she was like, "Hey, why don't you should meet my friend Molly." And I met her. She invited me to a networking event. She introduced me to someone who ended up becoming a client. I ended up doing a speaking event for Molly. Molly did one for me. And that was early on. That was like my first few months as a business owner. And so our network is really, really important. First, our personal connections. Um, right. I'm sure you've heard of the 7 degrees of separation or whatever, the Kevin Bacon thing. But within 2 or 3 degrees of separation, there are potential clients in your sphere. And so it is important that the people that you know and who love you and support you at least know what the heck you're doing. So that if they have someone that is your ideal client, that they can do that. So that's our personal network. And then the next part of that is our professional network. We've got to keep in touch with people. And we don't always do a good job of this. I think every business owner is like, I wish I did a better job of this. But continuing to meet with people in your industry, regardless of if they're a client or if there's a specific business opportunity, but just to meet with them, know them, build a relationship with them, you will run into stuff the better networked you are in your industry. And so I have my personal network that I'm going to continue to interact with in my personal life. I want to, of course, make sure they know what I'm doing because we care about each other. I'd want to do the same for them. And then also, my professional network is something that I want to continue to build. I want to ask people that I know in my professional network, who do they know that I also should know? I want to reach back out every once in a while and make sure that I see how they're doing. And I know that when people reach out to me like that, I can tell when they're genuinely in this like, hey, how the heck have you been scenario. And I just know that over time that creates opportunities. And so I've had times where on and off, I will do that and not do that. And when you need your network, you can't, right? Like It doesn't work that way where you just are like, quick, activate network or start networking and making sales right away. And so this is something that we want to do proactively. We want to do with intention and we want to do as consistently as possible. And I'm not saying we're going to do this every single day, but maybe once a month or once a quarter, we reach out to people, check in, how are they doing, schedule a couple of Zoom coffee chats or something like that, just like purely out of love and kindness, and you will run into things. Now, the second part of this that every business owner needs are business collaborations. And for me, as an online business owner, I sell sales training and marketing training and coaching. And so I do virtual speaking events. So while I'm out there networking, my professional network, my personal network, I'm going to run into someone who has an audience. And I am I guess, sales mindset and wording specialist. And that's not a specialization that a lot of people have. And so they'll invite me to come into maybe their Facebook group or be on their podcast or come on a Zoom training that we promote or we run a joint workshop. And we are able to collaborate as business owners. And I will invite them into my community because they're well respected by me and they have a specialization I don't have to add value to our community. And this is absolutely essential in 2025 when people are looking for trusted sources. So when we are recommended to people, it is way, way, way better. Now, the third one, I'll just call this the you choose option. And I want to spend a little bit more detail on this. And this is usually what we think about when we think about lead generation. So someone might say social media. So, I'll dig in and I'll be like, okay, so you have social media, which platform? Are we talking about X? Are we talking about Facebook? Are we talking about Instagram? Are we right? What are we talking about? YouTube, TikTok, depending on the day, whether or not we think that's gonna still be working. But you need to pick one platform, and when you're on that platform, it needs to be the kind of activity that will attract new eyeballs. So if I'm on Facebook, but I'm only posting on my personal page, then that's not actually attracting new eyeballs. So when you're choosing your social media strategy, you want to think about which you have to take it one level deeper. How am I going to get new eyeballs? So, of course, we can use social media for the personal and professional networking. Of course, we can use social media for business collaborations. But we're actually talking about this third way of utilizing social media in order to get new eyeballs. And each platform is different. So I cannot, right now, I'm in the construction mode of a YouTube channel. So we're taking previous videos, we're putting them up so it exists. We're starting to record new videos, but that actually isn't a lead generation strategy. What I need to do specifically on YouTube to generate leads is going to do all the SEO optimizing, all the search stuff, and creating the right types of videos that people are searching for so that new eyeballs come to me. If I'm on Facebook and I'm posting my personal profile, that does not attract new eyeballs. What I need to do is I either need to do Facebook ads, which will send it out to people I do not know, or I need to go into different Facebook groups and meet people that are in my industry or friends of friends, would be another way that we could do that. If I'm on Instagram, I'm not just going to post a bunch of posts. I need to have a really consistent reel strategy. I need to do one reel every single day, post it at the same time to really start to get that consistency and have the reel start to go out to new people. I don't actually know how to do this on a platform like X, but if you like that platform, I'm sure you know what the variation is. And so, as we are looking into the business as it is today, it is just so critical that we are really putting effort into lead generation. And I'm sure this is not what you want to hear right now. I think what you want to hear from me right now is here's the simple, easy way to get leads. And every time, I've bought all those courses too. And you know what they tell me? They tell me on when I buy them, here's the number one way to build $1 million business without doing any ads. And you're like, oh my gosh, what is the secret? And it's like, it's literally business collaborations. Or here's the way to not have to go into groups and meet new people. And then it's like network with your personal network, right? So there really isn't a way around this. We have three ways to generate leads. And what we want to do as well-rounded, diverse business owners is we want to do a little bit of each. And I'm not talking about spreading yourself thin. What I'm talking about is maybe setting a time block for a few hours each week and maybe rotating through each of the different types. Or like what I'm going to do on Monday is I'm just going to make a list of the people in my phone that I can reach out to and invite into my community, or see if they need someone to come in and teach on sales wording or sales mindset. And so it's not something I'm going to think about every single day. I'm probably going to put a time block in. I'm probably going to do it once a month or every 2 weeks, where I can just do a batch and not think about it. Same thing for my personal network, right? Same thing for maybe our Facebook ads. And so I wanted to give you some behind the scenes on how this looks like practically if you are engaged in serving your clients and sales activities and all the things that we're doing as business owners. And it's just super important that we take a little bit of time and we actually time block it on our calendar on when am I going to do this and when am I going to do this and when am I going to do this. So we show up to work. We don't have to think about it. We don't get overwhelmed or confused or end up in a place of fear of missing out. So, just as a quick recap, we've got our personal and professional network, their referrals, of course. We also have business collaborations, and then we have our You Choose option, which can be any of the social media platforms and how they attract leads. Or, of course, you could do like in-person speaking and stuff, which I would probably put under business collaborations anyway. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it gave you some clarity on your business plan. And so the action that I would encourage you to take after watching this video is to take action on one of those things. If it is make a list of people to connect with and have a Zoom coffee chat, that's cool. If it is connect with a business owner that this video made you think about and see if you can speak for each other's audiences, that's cool. If it's just simply deciding which platform you love and enjoy the most and want to spend the most time on, do that also. So pick one action that you can take today to solidify your lead generation strategy, and I will see you at the next time I do one of these. All right, bye.